What's going on? What's going on, fam? Welcome to another episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop, here, man, with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you doing this morning, man?
Hey, feeling good, feeling great, man. Great night of football last night. All good football coming up today. So, yeah, man, hey, I'm right where I need to be.
For sure, man. It's always got to feel good, man, when you get extra days of football. You know, we get your normal Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, but then you throw a little Saturday in there too. Hey, man, I'm okay with that, man, especially when it comes to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always happy when you get a extra day of football. Well, for me, for those who, who watch college, you've been getting that too. But still, throw a little extra day of NFL in there. I'm always okay with that, Willie Jack. But yeah, man. We got a good show for y'all today, man. Good show for y'all. And a fight for the playoffs, man. It's a fight for the playoffs, man. Teams are already clinching. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably get into that a little bit today. We got a couple teams already clinched playoff berths. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But before we go into that, man, we got house rules. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet, man. It's real simple. Like, share, and subscribe. That's just that simple, man. When you walk in the door, like, share, and subscribe. It's just like kicking your shoes off at the door, man. Become a member of the Film Fam. Me and Willie Jack, man, we got plenty of room in the pad for you, man. We got plenty of food, plenty of drinks. We got everything, man. So come be a part of the Film Fam, man, and join us. Also, ring that notification bell. How else are you going to find out, you know what I'm saying, when me and Willie Jack go live or when we got something going on, you know what I'm saying? Ring that notification bell so you know what's up, and we guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, we got a spot laid out for you, man. We be ready to go for that, all right? Well, without further ado, man, Willie Jack, we got all games to go through today, man. So let's go ahead and start it off, man. We got the Thursday night recap. Let's jump into that one first. We had San Francisco going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks in a divisional matchup, and we had San Francisco coming away with another W, man. They win this one 21-13. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, brother?
Yeah, man. Tough, hard-fought game, man. Entertaining game. Outcome, man. It's like when two teams I cheer for, man. It's both my stepkids was fighting, man. I didn't know my loyalties were divided. But San Francisco pulled it out. Business as usual, man. Brock Purdy, like Chop told y'all, hey, Chop said it, man. Chop said it, man. When the boy told y'all well-oiled machine, he meant just that. You know what I'm saying? Premium Rolex wrist wear. You know what I mean? Only the best. Brock Purdy, a very efficient 17 for 26, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. C-Mac, my dog, looking back. Hey, man, just looking like I told you he was. That's what it was. 26 carries, 108 yards, a touchdown, another 6 catches, 30 yards in the air. You know what I mean? Bouncing out. George Kittle went crazy. 2 for 93, 2 touchdowns, one of which, you know what I'm saying, showing his special. You know what I'm saying? Running through 1 or 2 of them, throwing off 1 or 2 more of them, letting one wiggle by another 1, 2 of them. And go ahead and get in the paint. So, man, yeah, just everything we expect to see from San Francisco. Then that defense, man, same before, still rolling. Nick Bosa is a monster, man. And then just D'Amico Ryans as well, man. Just the way he's got that defense playing. Hafizullah made a big play. Say his name for me, man. Chops boy, man.
Eleanor Hufanga.
Man, Buddy had a big day as well, man. Made a couple big plays, and one of the more impressive plays, man. Before I throw to my dog, one of the more impressive plays, man, is he didn't make the interception, but they highlighted the play as well because it's an excellent play. It was too high because he's only playing his half, and they work some style of like a smash route. So he's got the inside guy running a corner, and then the outside receiver breaking in and run like a deep dig right in front of him, and so. Just they highlighted the play. It was excellent. Just read by him, like trusting his own eyes, and instead of being pulled away to the corner and leaving that dig there, stays and sits right on there, and then should have had a pick one right through his hands. But just a great play there. Then yeah, man, my dog Big Gino, man, came up a little short, but like I'm gonna toss to my dog Chop, man. But great game, man. The San Francisco clinched that division and still looks to be an animal out in that NFC West for sure.
I got you. And we got them rolling in early this morning, Willie Jack. They must be ready for the show this morning, man. Do a quick roll call real quick. We got Jarrell in the building, man. Your mom in the building. You know what I'm saying? Tom in here. He say he on.
He said he on time. Let's go.
He say, you know what I'm saying? My partner G-Mo in here, man. And there's a few more people in here too, man. So if y'all in here, check in, man. Drop in, let us know who he is, and drop your team in there. If we don't already know, man, drop your team in there. But more to what you were saying, Willie Jack, I do agree with a lot, pretty much everything that you were saying. But to add to that, like, here's another thing. Purdy, and I don't know if me and you have pointed this out specifically. The one thing about Purdy, and as far as his difference between him and Jimmy G, Purdy is a little bit more mobile, man, a little bit more athletic. You know what I'm saying? The way that he can his ability to extend plays, and his natural ability to throw on a run. You know, that adds a different element that this offense doesn't usually have when Jimmy G is, you know, start. Now, of course, you know, they went and got a mobile quarterback in Trey Lance, but, you know, he's out for the season. But I'm just comparing Jimmy G and Purdy. You know, that's something that Purdy has that's, you know, that Jimmy G doesn't necessarily use as often. You know what I'm saying? So that adds a different element to the offense. And like you said, Willie Jack, with Debo being out, I think that kind of that sparked Shanahan to say, all right, let's go ahead and unlock our beast. He been waiting, you know, in the wings with George Kittle, man. Let's go ahead and unlock him because he's been here. He's been waiting. You know what he's capable of. So they went ahead and unlocked George Kittle, man. George Kittle came out and did his thing. We seen the vintage, you know, long run, breaking a few tackles, doing what he usually do. So, like I said, man, this is a machine that continue to work. And Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa right now leading the league in sacks. You know, now of course, you know, with everybody not playing, you know, play yet, and a couple guys sitting right behind him, you know, they could change, but he's fighting for the defensive player of the year now, man. You know, quietly, and we haven't really spoke too much about it. I know we threw a couple of names out there, but he's right there in that mix and could very well come away with this defensive player of the year award, especially being on what most people consider the best defense in the league. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on. And yeah, man, Seattle, San Francisco, they're continuing to roll, continuing to do their thing. Now, here's the last thing I'll say, Willie Jack, and I get out of here, and it's regarding Seattle. Seattle is letting opportunities slip away from them. You know what I'm saying? This is 2 straight losses, one to Carolina, in which we felt like they should have won that game, or it should have been they should have been able to take care of that game. And then, of course, it's a tough one against the 49ers, but these are a couple games, man, and you're right there fighting for a playoff spot. And your next 3 games include Kansas City, the Jets, and the Rams. Now, of those 3 games, the Rams are probably the most winnable game, but those other 2 are going to be dogfights. You know, Kansas City, we know what Kansas City is. We know what they do. And then the Jets, you know, their defense, you know, how they roll. So they got to get it together. The run game has been slacking, but they need to get those things together in order if they want to get in there and fight for those playoffs, man. So Seattle has to turn it around. Okay. Sure. On to the next one, Willie Jack. So let's go to these Saturday games, man. We had 3 of them yesterday. Like I said, it was excited to have these Saturday games. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and jump into some of those. Or actually, we had a few comments. Did you want to jump into any of those at all?
No. I was just going back through them, man. And then they went gang and put that in the building, but he was in there a little early, so I went ahead and put that one back up, man, for all the folks that have fell through. But we've been I've been replying to them, and I see you had too. So yeah, we good, money.
Okay, cool. Well, the first game on Saturday, man, was, of course, it was exciting in its own way. We had the Indianapolis Colts go to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Vikings with the extraordinary comeback win, man, the biggest comeback in NFL history, man, down 33-0 at half. They come back and win this game 39-36. Willie Jack, talk to me about this one, man.
Man, this right here was 33-0. 33-0 at halftime at the crib. And I was on Chop line. This is exactly what I tried to tell you, Chop. And because I can't take you seriously as any style of real contender when you get 40 balled at the crib, when you get 30 balled at the crib. That happened 2-3 weeks ago against Dallas. Now, to their credit, Dallas is a legitimate, they're a legitimate team themselves. So it wasn't like they just got walked by the Colts. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that happened. At least it was the Cowboys. Then what do? You come out and you get dog walked by the Colts. 33-0 at halftime. 36-3 midway through the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? And now, to your credit, you know what I mean? A bad team's going to be a bad team. The cream is going to rise to the top. Y'all have been told before. You understand me? And that's exactly what happened. And so Minnesota stays in it. One turns into two turns into four, and then you know what I'm saying. Before you know it, four turns into 36 all, and so there we go. Because
Hey,
that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? And then even along the way in that, Minnesota had some very bad breaks in this game. And some terrible officiating in a year coming off of a year where it was lousy last year, and then to see some of the games this year is like, goddamn, like you'd have thought somebody was working on that. Terrible calls in this game, 2 touchdowns. The second one for sure. The second one absolutely for sure. That clean recovery, clear and obvious fumble. Return for a touchdown. That one definitely for sure. But like I said, a second one as well. And so in the end, like I said, football justice was served. The right team won. But man, what an ugly way to get it done. The numbers real quick. Kirk Cousins, 34 for 54, 460, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Man, Dalvin Cook, man, going crazy. 17 for 95 on the ground, 4 for 95 on a touchdown in the air. The last one, the screen pass, 60-something yards, screen to the house. That actually was the touchdown that led to the 2-point conversion that tied the game.
right.
So big impact there. KJ Osborne went crazy. 10 for 157 and a touchdown. Jettis did what he did. He did what he's supposed to do, man. 12 for 123, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing as well, on one of those Kirk Cousins interceptions, it was on a play in which Jettis goes up, makes a very tough catch, takes a shot from Stephon Gilmore. He's forced to come out of the game for concussion protocol. So he's forced to come out, and he's adamant that he's fine, of course. The very next play, Jalen Reagor comes in, and he's in the spot which would have been Justin Jefferson, if some deep, extended, like cross flag route. He's going like coast to coast almost. And so Jalen Reagor, for whatever reason, he just gives up on the route. Kirk lets the ball go, and it's an interception on like the 2-yard line, I think it was, because he just gives up on the route. So if that's Justin Jefferson, that's probably a touchdown. Or at the very least, it's not a turnover because he's not just giving up on that route. Like I said, it's a very long developing route, and Jalen Reagor just, for whatever reason, quit on it himself. And so likely was the cause of that interception there. But yeah, so man, for the Colts, man, you had everything going for you. You block a punt, you come out, Lady Luck is on your side. You're on the road, and to get a special teams touchdown right there in the first quarter to jump out against a team that's obviously more talented than you as the game wore on, and we saw. But you get a block punt. You recover that for a touchdown. It's 10-0 in the first quarter. No, 9. I think they got a field goal. It's 9-0 right out the gate. You get a pick 6 in the second quarter. Pick 6 that gets back to the house. Justin Blackman, I think, returned that pick 6 as well. So everything is just going your way. And then to just see it all completely crumble, fall piece by piece, brick by brick, just to see it melt away and then culminating in an overtime loss. That's just terrible way for that to happen for you guys. But yeah, man. I guess I'll let you get into the Colts. My bad. I ain't really getting to them.
Nah, you good. I'll touch on it. But that was going to be my thing, my takeaway from the Colts, because watching this and then watching the game, then going back and looking to the game, the Colts were never, like, you would think somebody was having a dominant performance. Like you talked about that Dallas game when that Dallas blew them out by 40. Dallas was just dominant in that game. They were moving the ball up and down the field. It didn't have to come down to breaks that they were getting. It's for the reason why they were dominating. Mm-hmm. This game, Indianapolis got break after break after break, and they just didn't stop, like you said. It was a Dalvin Cook fumble early in the game, which gave Indianapolis great field position. The punt block return for a touchdown. Not once, but 2 times at their own 32-yard line, they were stuffed on 4th and 1, which gave Indianapolis field position. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the pick 6. So all those things happened in the first half of this game. You know what I'm saying? Back to back drives. And not to mention, no, it wasn't 2 4th and 1s. It was 1 4th and 1. The second 4th and 1 was a fake punt that they tried to throw. It was an incomplete pass that Indianapolis had great field position. So you give any team good field position, they can put up some points. And Indianapolis still, with that field position, they got stuffed inside the goal line. They couldn't punch it in for a touchdown. No, that lead could have been a lot larger if they were able to punch any of those in. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple of them, but most of them were field goals. You know what I'm saying? So Indianapolis was never dominant in that game, but much good point, Willie Jack. In that second half, hey, in due time, it was one of those things where it's like, all right, at some point, something's got to give. You ain't finna keep getting lucky this whole game. Now we've seen that happen before, but you ain't finna keep getting lucky. And sure enough, it came down to the team effort and the plethora of weapons that they have. And I mean, everybody was getting in. You know,
Man,
Cousins had his game. You mentioned all the names. Cook, I ain't got to go through all of them, but it took a full team effort, man. And all those guys was getting busy, and it just lets you know, like, and this is why I feel like, well, I look at the definition of contender a little different from you, Willie Jack. I know you say are you gonna bet that your mama's rent money on it? That ain't necessarily how I look at contender. I ain't betting my rent. My mama's rent.
Hey, you don't believe he got a chance? You don't believe they got a chance, then, bro? Hey, you can't believe they got a chance.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think the chances may be slimmer, but I think they have a chance. Now, there's going to be a couple teams in the playoffs that I feel like don't have a chance at all. But I wouldn't say that it's necessarily Minnesota Vikings, especially if you can be that type of explosive offense. 39, and poor Matt Ryan. Poor Matt Ryan.
Man, come on.
You are now on the losing end of two of the worst comebacks in NFL history.
The two worst comebacks.
The two
in
worst
the history
comebacks
of NFL.
So poor Matt Ryan, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you just a shout out. Just shout out to Matt Ryan just because. You know, something. Man. All right, Willie Jack. Let's go on to this.
All good just a week ago, boy. It's all good for Matt Ryan just a week ago.
For sure.
Feel like a week ago he was in the Super Bowl, man. Or MVP.
Hey, that's how it worked, man. That's how it go. On to the next one, man. We had Baltimore going to Cleveland to take on the Browns, man. And the Browns win this one 13-3. Willie Jack, we both picked Cleveland in this game. And
oh, you did pick Cleveland. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I did, sir. Don't watch out, man. Watch out. But it was a tough, hard fought game, physical game. I did like what I saw from Cleveland in their run game and a little bit of their defense, man. Their defense stepped up this game. You know, so only allowing 3 points to a Baltimore team. Now they're not like proficient offense by any means, but you know, it's offense that can put up some points. You know, and they, like I said, they held them to 3 points in this particular game. Rough one for my main man Justin Tucker, man. Rough one for him. You know, went out and missed. I know when Willie Jack say under 50, man, it should be automatic. He missed one from 48. You know, that particular day, but
man. Hey. It felt like traffic stop. It felt like everybody paused and went back. The commentators couldn't believe it.
Hey,
Justin
man.
Tucker missed.
Yeah.
He's missed.
Yeah.
He's missed from 50. Justin Tucker has missed. It
felt like
man. He just kept saying it.
It's like because it's usually automatic, man. Automatic. And then later in the game, he gets a field goal blocked. So it was just a rough one for my mind. But sometimes, sometimes it just don't go your way. But all in all, man, Cleveland, great win for them. You know, like I said, good effort on defense, and then they continued to pound the rock with Nick Chubb. I was hearing the commentators talk and said they took a yard away from him. He's supposed to have 100, end up with 99 rushing yards, man. But
wow,
hey, but either way, still a really good game for him. They ran the ball pretty well. They controlled the time of possession, controlled the clock. And I like what I saw from Deshaun Watson as well, man. Deshaun Watson still continue to take those steps forward, and it's something to look forward to with this team. And the name that I mentioned too, Donovan Peoples-Jones, he ended up getting in the end zone. You know, that connection between those three weapons that they have with Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Njoku, that could be something, you know, to look into for next year, man. Like, oh, that's gonna be dangerous. And then you pair that with the run game that they have. It can get real interesting in that division over there, Willie Jack, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough,
spicy. It's getting a little spicy. But but just like you said, man, I think you hit all the good points, man. Tough, low scoring run game and defense game, man. And that's what we got. And then on the other side, J.K. Dobbins had a big day for Baltimore, 13 for 125. Gus Edwards involved as well, 7 for 55 as well. So, one more guy I want to shout out in this game as well. Definitely, he always tends to have big games against Baltimore. But Myles Garrett, man, second half in this game. But he just always generally just tends to have good games against them. So, but not just like you said, Cleveland getting better slowly every week. And like I said, this time next year, man, it'll be interesting to see how things are standing.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that, man. And then we have one more. The last Saturday game that we had, man, we had Miami coming all the way to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills winning this game 32-29. All right, Willie Jack, talk to me, man. What's your take on this
one? Man, Big Josh, man. Come on, man. Big Josh is a guy. Big Josh is a guy, man. When you got a guy, man, as long as you got one, man, y'all don't know, man. But no, very entertaining game, man. Very good to see. I'm glad Big Josh is on the winning side of the game, of course. I'm gonna, I guess, touch on our points real quick here. Big Josh, 25 for 40, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in the air, no interceptions, 10 carries, another 77 yards on the ground. Got loose for broke for 40 on them boys, man. That is a train on the loose. Got loose for 40 yards, and then also did have the controversial, I guess, 2-point conversion that was upon review granted. I guess I should say. Let's see. Dawson Knox 6 for 98 was paced away for the receivers. Diggs 5 for 60 didn't get in the paint. But this game, for if we're going to be honest, the Dolphins had an opportunity, or it felt like the Dolphins kind of slowed themselves down, or kind of took themselves out of this game a little bit. Tua 17 for 30, 234, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Waddle 3 for 114 and a touchdown. The bulk of that being like a 65-yard touchdown. Later in the game,
that boy put on them afterburners.
Man,
boy.
put the Jets on though. Boy, yeah, definitely put the Jets on. Hill 9 for 69 and the touchdown. Hill's touchdown was so easy; it made me upset when I was watching it. You got press man with nobody over the top. He loses them off the line, of course, and it's over. It was a touchdown 3 yards into the route. That's just terrible defense. And who was it out there? Buffalo.
Tre'Davious White.
Oh, it was Tre'Davious White. I was thinking it was the other one.
White.
It was Tre'Davious White?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You give a little bit of pass because
because he's a guy, but he's coming back. He's coming back out the end. He was out, missed so much time. I don't know if necessarily think he's been back to where he was, but okay, I get it. Okay, if you say okay, now we've got a guy, this is the one we're gonna put our guy on the guy. Okay, maybe I'll give you a pass there. I thought it was the other guy though, because I was gonna be like, what are we doing? But okay, so there's that. But now here's the whole what we're getting to. Raheem Mostert. Mostert finishes this game 17 carries for 136 yards. Raheem Mostert had 100 of those yards in the first half. He had 80 of those yards in the first quarter and finishes this game with 136. And that's where I was getting to with Miami, kind of taking themselves out of this game. And so for whatever reason, Raheem Mostert, like I said, having wild success early in this game. You come out in the second half, and he is a non-factor. It's like they forgot he was, I don't know, like he's just a non-factor. And so just doesn't get involved at all. They tried to put this game a little more onto it, like I said, especially in a lot of these, there's a lot of opportunities here, like third and short. And with Mostert having been so successful in the first half, it just feels like they never just went back to him and instead wanted to, beat the guy to drop back and dice these guys up, and they don't convert any of these. And so they just kind of just time and time again, I just feel like they stopped their own momentum. Also, miscues. They had a drop touchdown pass for sure sometime early in that game also. And so, like I said, just a lot of just miscues on their part. But like I said, Big Josh and the Bills, to their credit, like I said, man, we got to do the secure the victory, and that's what they did. So, but not very entertaining game to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it got a little. I know they were talking about storms in this game for a while, and it started to really,
it started coming down.
It started coming down later in this game, which made things tougher. Which I want to give a little bit more credit to Josh Allen for being able to come down and put together the drive, to take care of business. But this is the thing too, Willie Jack, that's what I'm kind of worried about in terms of the Buffalo Bills when it comes to the playoffs. Being super reliant on your guy. Like, there's nothing wrong with being reliant on your guy, but when you need your guy to do everything and you can't really take that load off, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago when they were using Cook and using Singletary, and to combine they had about 35 touches and doing things in a different way where it's not putting as much on Josh Allen. It feels like every play is either Josh Allen, he's gonna read, he needs to read it, make the right play, or he's gonna have to scramble, and to make something happen out of nowhere. It seems like every play is like that, where it's like you put him in a position to where sometimes he's gonna feel like he's pressing. It's like if Jordan is on the court with a bunch of scrubs, it's like, all right, in order for us to win this game, I know I'm about to have to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna have to take some shots that I may not normally have to take. You know, even though I'm getting double teamed and triple teamed, I'm still about to take this shot because I know I ain't got nobody else with me. You know what I mean? It kind of feels more so like that with Josh Allen on his team than all right, Jordan with Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Jordan with Robin and all those guys. It's like I know I'm still the guy. Don't get me wrong, I'm still that guy, but I don't have as much pressure on me to do everything, you know what I'm saying, in these games because I got other players that can help me out too. And the Bills have that, you know what I'm saying? They got the defense, you know, they got weapons on the outside, you know what I'm saying? They got, you know, a lot of good things in place, but it feels like Josh Allen is still having to go out there and try to put up 50 when we only need you to score 25. And give us 25, you know what I'm saying, 10 rebounds, and we're gonna be perfectly fine. This is gonna be good. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to you, Willie Jack, but that's kind of what I see when I watch him play. Is more so of that than it being a team, you know, a team effort when you could take a little bit off of him every once in a while.
No, I get what you're saying. It makes me think of the better analysis for me. It makes me think of like young Kobe. Young Kobe was so eager to prove he could score 35 that he'll prevent anybody else from scoring 10.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. And so I get what you're saying. That was actually good. That was actually good. I like where you went there. Yeah,
So that's the one thing that I worry about with the Buffalo in the playoffs. I do still think they're a top 5 team. They're still gonna be dangerous, you know what I'm saying, regardless. But you know, things you really know, we know the stakes rise. Things get a little bit tougher. You know what I'm saying? When you having a battle against a Cincinnati team that's hot right now. You know, a KC team. Who knows who those teams will be? You know, or even if they come across Miami again, you know, in a different environment. You know, who knows what this one look like? But that's what I kind of see when I watch Buffalo. And as far as Miami, I felt like Buffalo was going to win this game, but I wanted to see a better performance than I've seen the last couple of weeks from them. You know, I wanted to see them, you know, put it together against a legit team. And the way that they competed, especially coming from Miami to New York in that cold weather, you know what I mean? I wanted to see them step up. They did, you know what I'm saying? So I still feel like there is a chance that they can make some noise as well. I would put Miami in AFC and Minnesota and NFC. I would put them in pretty much the same category. I don't know if I wouldn't give them as much of a chance as the top teams in those conferences, but if they get hot, they can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at Miami as well. But overall, good game. And Buffalo came away with it. What you was going to say, Willie Jack?
No, and I was going to say I like that analysis for analogy between Miami and Minnesota because I feel the same way because at one point I thought they could be dark horse contenders, and then I feel like I saw something from both of them that took them out of being a real contender. Like I say, so I feel the same way with that comparison, but my thing on them would be the same. I wouldn't give any of them a realistic chance to make it past the divisional, and it's nothing to do with just pure roster talent. You know what I'm saying? But just like if I had to anticipate the teams that are going to be there, and like I said, I just wouldn't be confident. Like I said, I'm not betting mama's red money on them, on either of them to pass, like I said, the divisional game. So, but no, man. Then our dog Tom in the comments, man, talking about Big Josh. They don't have a run game, and that it makes them one-dimensional. And that's a very good point as well. And that's the only thing I was going to add as well as a caveat to everything else you said, because everything I agree with it. But without having a dependable kind of dance partner, like without having something reliable to kind of depend on, like in a running game, then it does kind of tend to more often than not kind of force his hand because that run game is so spotty. It's one of those nights where he may not feel as safe. He doesn't know when it's safe to only be cool going for 25 as opposed to 35 because it's so hit or miss when somebody else is going to do something. And so, but yeah, so if they were to get some type of balance or stability there for sure, then I think it would help to, like I said, ease him into a comfortable 28. You know what I mean? A comfortable 28.
Yeah. I got you, Willie Jack. All right, Willie Jack. Well, that was all the Saturday games, man. It's been exciting so far. So far, I am 4-0 this week, Willie Jack. I know you are the same because we picked all the same games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 4-0, off to a good start. And I think I'm starting to feel like, man, this is my chance. This is my opportunity. I'm about to start making a run. You know, right now, you sitting at 125, Willie Jack. You sitting there front, 9 games ahead. I'm 9 games back. Jarrell is 4 games back. He is Jarrell 4-0 too. He said, hey, don't forget him. You know what I'm saying? Jarrell 4-0 too. Jarrell's sitting 4 games back from you. I'm 9 games back. Me and Jared. But this, I got a feeling today is where I'm gonna start to make up some ground. You know, it's gonna be week by week from here. And I'm gonna call you out too, Willie Jack. I need you to answer this question for me. And answer it in front of Jarrell too, so we all know what's going on.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do this weekly pick them through the playoffs or after the regular season is it over? Tell me, talk to me right now.
Honestly, I thought it was a regular season like deal. To my knowledge, it was a regular season title. You know what I'm saying? Last year, I believe we called it at the regular season, and so I would assume it's a regular season deal.
Okay, well, we can go regular season. That's fine. I wanted to hear it from you. You know what I'm saying? And where we talk about it on air. So everybody's here. Jarrell, you in here, you heard that. You know what I'm saying? You got until the regular season is over. You know what I'm saying? To get it done. And he said he thought that anyway. So he thought that too.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So we can do that. Yeah. We'll make it. We'll just stick to regular season. Get these games picked. I'm about to make this big comeback. You know, and it might start out with this first game. Willie Jack, first game coming up today, man. 12 o'clock game. We got Philadelphia going to Chicago to take on the Bears, man. Give me. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Okay. I got you. Either way, hey, I'm gonna take Philly on the road, man. I'll be short and sweet. I'm gonna take Philly on the road, man. I expect Justin Fields to make the game. He's gonna splash. He's gonna create some excitement. He's gonna put a couple points on the board. But like I said, he's not gonna be able to withstand the steady onslaught of Philly and keeping pace with them because they're gonna go do what they want to against that Chicago Bears defense. So give me Philly to have in the game. It's gonna be like I say have some exciting spots, but give me them to take control and finish this out on the road, 30-17.
Gotcha. And for those that don't know, man, Jarrell, you know he's our fellow Eagles fan. He's part of the film family. He's an Eagle fan, man. So he's starting off. You know he's going. You know he's ripping for his boys now. And I said it last week too, man. They are the best team in the league right now, and that's the reason why I'm going with Philadelphia too. They're just too dominant, man. They're dominant in all facets of the game, and I think they continue their dominance today against this Chicago Bears team and their defense that has been lackluster, to say the least. Throughout this year. So they continue their dominance. Their offensive line moves is going to be moving the Chicago defensive line around. I expect them to put up 34 points today. So I'm going to go Philadelphia 30. Chicago, I'm going to give them 20, man. I'm going to give them 20 points just off the strength of Justin Fields and his athletic ability, his legs, his ability to make some plays. Man, I expect them to still be able to put up a few points, but it'll still feel like a dominant performance by this Philadelphia team. So I just got Philadelphia winning this one, 34-20 as my final score.
Yeah, and one more thing I should say, there's a backdoor chance for Chicago to be a little more competitive in this game because Philly had been a little sensitive against the run, and so they went out to make all those additions, adding so much beef in the middle with Linval Joseph and Dominic Sue to try to beef up the middle of that defense because they had been gouged in the run game, and so let's say if I'm not between those two backs. I'm not even sure who's healthy, Montgomery and Herbert. But
Montgomery's still there. Montgomery's the back.
Okay. So yeah, between those guys, and like I said, with the threat of Justin Fields, like I said, they have a chance. There's a real slim backdoor chance, man, that maybe they are a little more competitive in this game if that run game proves to be difficult. But all told, like I said, still just expect the machine that is Philly to roll in the end.
Yeah, but in terms of that too, they've begun to tighten up a little bit. Last week against the Saquon Barkley, they shut him down pretty much, and then it was the week before. I got to look.
You got to look, man. You got to let that go, man. You talk about they shut down the third best running back in the division, man. That's not like a kudo. You don't have to announce it. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all I was saying.
Willie Jack. I don't like this dude, man. I don't like him. I'm gonna put it out there, y'all. He's my partner, and it's just a business relationship. I don't really like him for real. You know what I'm saying? The guy. We just try to. He good with business. That's it. He good with business. You know what I'm saying? But either way, man, the last two games they played well against the run. Is what I've been saying. They've been playing good well against the run. So we'll see what they do again today. But I think that the run that's going to be hard. That's what it was, Jarrell. They had Tennessee, so they shut down Henry too. But this is the thing too. If anything in terms of the run game, it's gonna come from Justin Fields. That's where it's gonna come from, in this particular game. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're gonna see, man. But yeah, like I said, we both got Philly in this game. On to the next one. Now, this one is interesting. This is where I could possibly make up a little bit of ground, man. We got Atlanta going to New Orleans to take on the Saints, man, and this is an interesting game because this will be the first start for the rookie, Desmond Ridder, man. He'll get his first start, and I don't know if you heard too much about it, but Mariota has left the team, man. He's left the team. They didn't say he was cut.
Oh,
They didn't say he was, let go or anything like that. Of course, he can't be traded because the trade deadline passed a long time ago. But he's left the team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is a fit, that he's throwing about, not being able to keep his starting job or what the case may be. But yeah, man, he has left the team now. Since they made the announcement that Ritter is going to be starting. What's on your mind, man? It's like there's something on your mind,
man, and you know what? I forgot about that. And you know what? Black Kendall Gilliard, man, shout out to our dog, man, Ravens fan. So that tells you all you need to know about him. But nice our dog, man. Appreciate you, bro. But he's been calling for Desmond Ritter to get a crack at the starting job there in Atlanta for some weeks now, just in the chat. And so and I forgot when they did make the announcement, there was a post in the group. I think you had maybe posted. He even tagged me, like, finally I told you, because he has been calling for Ritter to get a crack or get a look at it. But my position has always been, as ugly as it's been with Mariota, they're still contending for that division, which means they contend for the playoffs. And so I was like, man, when you got to establish veteran, that's not the time to make a change when you're still in some type of style of contention, which they really still are. That division is still wide open. And so,
for sure.
Yeah, but I still forgot until you said that Ritter was starting right now. Because, I can tell you, I was going Atlanta in this game, but now I don't know. So, yeah, go ahead.
Got you. And shout out to Isaiah, man. He came through really quick, man. He had a comment. He says Marcus decided to have surgery. Atlanta told him that as long as they were in the playoff hunt, he would start. I guess they called the dogs off early, and now they want to see what they have in Desmond. And that's a good point. I appreciate you for letting us know that. And he's decided to have surgery. But I was going to talk a little bit more about that too. Is as far as Atlanta, yeah, they were competitive, or they have well. They were more competitive than what they are now. I think this is a different Atlanta team than what we've seen earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, they were making it tough on whoever they played. Now, their record didn't reflect that, but they were making it tough on the teams that they were facing, and they were a little bit more competitive. But over the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's starting to seem like the wheels were starting to fall off a little bit. You know what I mean? So with that, I'm not mad at the move. Now, I still felt like you felt too, Willie Jack, like in the beginning, like, no, you don't make this change right now. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, at one point, were in first in the division. You know what I'm saying? But as things kind of played out, things change, and now they're a game back and still in contention.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, if the level of play doesn't look to be as competitive as it was, or they don't look to be as sharp as they were,
right?
Like, and I'm not going to disagree with that. But you know what it does to the price of tea in China? They still one game back. And so when they looked as good as we thought they looked early, they didn't win more games than they're winning now. And so, like I said, when it's all said and done, we still contend. We one game back. You know what I mean? And so it's still, everything we said before would still be applicable. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, but they, like I said, they made the decision to, maybe they just feel like they're being honest with themselves and taking themselves out of it. Or the young gun is just as putrid as it's been with Mariota, then like, yeah, maybe it's time to make the call. But my bad, man. What was your pick in the game?
But this is what I was saying it because it's gonna get me to this point. The other part of that too is New Orleans is still in contention. Now Atlanta might only be 1 game back. New Orleans is 2 games back. You know what I'm saying? And the way these teams have been playing, anybody can come away with this division. So I think New Orleans is coming in. They're gonna be at home. It's gonna be a game where they need to win. It's a must-win game for them if they want to have a chance. I think they're going to come out here and they're going to take care of business against Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You still got Andy Dalton, as far as I know, is still a starter at this moment. They still got some solid weapons with Kamara and, Olave and all these different guys. And their defense is pretty solid too. So I expect New Orleans to come out and take care of business in this game and come away with this W over this Atlanta team. I think their defense is going to be a little bit too much for this rookie. So give me New Orleans in this game, and I got the final score 24-17, man. New Orleans over Atlanta. Saints at home. They take care of business.
Damn, man. You know what? And for some reason, and not even
go Atlanta. Please go Atlanta.
No, I mean, and honestly, I didn't even feel good about it, but I just felt like it was going to be an upset. I just really felt that, like, somehow.
What's the upset though? Which one is the upset?
I mean, well, maybe not upset.
New Orleans is a game back from Atlanta.
Well, not upset, but like, what they were going to be. Like, go on the road against division. I mean, that's still they would be.
I got you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah, they still the dog in the bet. You know what I mean? I think New Orleans is still giving points, and so upset in that sense. But yeah, you're right, man. That New Orleans defense against Desmond Ridder making his first start. I don't anticipate that he's going to be noticeably worse than Mariota. You know what I'm saying? Because Mariota hasn't been great, but right. Mariota does still contribute mainly with his legs as a very watered down version of what Justin Fields does for Chicago. There's not much offense anywhere else, but there's enough being done with our legs. And then if one of the other tandem backs gets going as well, we can, make just enough throws. And so I'm just not feeling New Orleans, bro. I'm just not feeling New Orleans until they put Famous Jameis back in the lineup, man. I'm just not fooling with y'all, man. Just not doing it. Desmond Ridder makes his rookie debut in a W on the road against New Orleans, 20-17. I'm just gonna leave it because that's what I had it when it was gonna be Mariota. And like I said, rookie or not, he's not gonna be any worse than Mariota. So give me Desmond Ridder to go on the road in his rookie debut, man, and get a dub.
All right, perfect, cool. I'm 8 games back now. Now I'm only 8 games back. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Hey, real quick, Isaiah, he said the Buckeye boys showing off in Olave and Wilson. Yeah, definitely for sure. And I was going to say something about it when he said the weapons that we know in New Orleans, and he counted Alvin Kamara because Alvin Kamara ain't no weapon. He's a name. He's no longer a weapon. Not this.
He's a weapon, man.
He's a name, bro. Man, you know what he is? He's Mike Evans. He's a name we know. He ain't no weapon no more, man. He ain't. He's a name we know, bro.
You still got to respect him. That's if you got to respect him, he's a weapon,
bro. Do you though?
Yeah, ain't nobody, bro.
Mike Evans ain't getting double cover, bro.
He never got double cover his whole career.
There's not 8 in the box for Kamara. Even at Kamara's height, there wasn't often 8 in the box for him.
He never was that type of back anyway, though. But you gotta watch him out of the backfield. I bet you he's part of the game plan to say, hey, watch him out of the backfield. I bet they got people covering him. I bet that.
Don't nobody get left open.
No, but I'm saying, if you're a defensive coordinator right now, I don't care what Alvin Kamara's done thus far. You watching him because he's had a couple games. He still exploded. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he's had 190 yards a couple times this year. You're not just okay. So you telling me as a defensive coordinator?
No, this is what let me explain. Right. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the boy gets a free pass on the field. We're not leaving him open at the free throw line.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when I'm saying there's nothing that I've seen from him, because if he was that type of special difference making back, and like I said, with everything else on that team, there's no reason everything shouldn't operate and move exactly through him. So like the way that we see, well, never mind. I don't want to get this too bogged down. But the boy ain't looking like it was a weapon. He's looking like he was special in Sean Payton's offense, and now that Sean Payton ain't out there dicing up plays. You know what I'm saying? They ain't maximizing what can be done with them. It looks very average. It looks very mediocre. I'm not saying he can't get back to it, but right now, today in today's NFL, right now for 2022 season, the boy ain't crazy. He ain't top 10.
I'm not saying he's top 10.
He's probably not top 15. He'd be somewhere entertained in the top 15 because he have more name recognition at that time. He's done nothing to distinguish himself from the top half of the starting quarterbacks in this league.
Right. I hear you. I totally hear you, Willie Jack. And I understand where you're coming from in that one. But in terms of, matter of fact, a guy like Kyle Pitts, right? We talked about Kyle Pitts and who he is or whatever. There's no defensive coordinator or team in the league that's like, hey man, he just Mike Gesicki. You know what I'm saying? He just Kyle Rudolph. No, they like, oh, if he's out here, this is what needs to be done. If Malvin Kamara is lined up here, this is what there's things that defenses are still putting in place. I get it, he's not top 10 this year. I agree with you on that. I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't done all of those different things we've seen him done in the past. But you respect.
All right, dig this, Chop. And this last thing I'm gonna say about it, right? Because your example for Kyle Pitts. Your example for Kyle Pitts. It was a good example because he's still to be respected, even though he doesn't have production yet. But see, Kyle Pitts. But here's the difference: Kyle Pitts doesn't have an established baseline of performance, so he still hasn't even established what his baseline is going to be. He's still creating that mark. Right. Alvin Kamara is a guy that we had placed at a certain tier and a certain level, and so we have certain metrics we expect him to hit because he's a guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So if Saquon is on a team that's bad or not, if he's healthy, I want to see 1,200 yards because you Saquon Barkley and you healthy. It may be an ugly 1,200, It might not be 1,200 with some wins, but if you on the field, then I need $1,800 all purpose, bro.
But see that's unfair in a way because that's what that goes back to that situation we talked about. And I like to use Odell. I use Odell all the time. I use him all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a guy. We know that. You know what I'm saying? He is a guy. But depending on where he's at, we'll let you know what happened, what the outcome will be, how dangerous he will be, all those different things. But he never was a guy you can't respect.
Because sometimes, yes, it is a good point because sometimes the human system just don't mesh, and so that's a good point. But he didn't leave and move. Like he's on the same team, and that team didn't change the offense this year because it's still they're doing their impersonation of they're doing their best to run Sean Payton's offense. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a little different than what happened to Odell, but that was a good point though, what you said though. But I see what you was going with that, and that was a good point though. That was a good point. Yeah.
I like doing this, man. We do this all the time. I love it, Willie Jack. On to the next one, man. Let's go to the next game. We got your boys, man. Pittsburgh going to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Hey, this might be a tough one for you, Willie Jack. Talk to me, man. You gotta let me know what's up, man.
Oh, picking Carolina, my fault, man. I was reading Isaiah's last comment there. So picking Carolina. Oh yeah, man. So as wild as this is, because neither of these teams are overtly competitive. They both have losing records, etc. But there are playoff implications in this game. The loser of this game is eliminated from their conference's playoffs. So if we lose, then we're eliminating the AFC, and then Carolina, if they lose, when they lose, they'll be eliminated officially in the NFC. And so hate that had to happen against us, Steve Wilkes, because I did want y'all to somehow magically win that division once Tampa Bay showed me that they have no intent or desire to do so. But now finding out that if y'all lose against us today, that y'all out of it, man, and it looks like y'all out of it. So sorry there. So give me my dogs, man. Give me the black and gold, man. Give me the black and gold on the road to Carolina to get this dub. Wait, I'm talking about the wrong game?
No, Pittsburgh is on the road to Carolina.
But was that the game I was supposed to talk about?
Yeah, no, you got it. You're right. Pittsburgh at Carolina. It sounds like you rethinking and you want to pick Carolina. That's what it sounds like.
No, but I just realized because I was like, wait, am I talking about the right game?
Yeah, you good, bro. That boy was gone. Yes, bro, you good. Pittsburgh at Carolina. That is the game.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and finish as I was talking about it. But what game was I supposed to be talking about?
That game, the Pittsburgh Carolina game.
Oh, it really was?
Yes. This dude here, man.
Oh, you know what it was? I wrote that down as you're playing the game on accident instead of the. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, my bad.
Excuse my guy, man. He all right though. He good. He's straight, but I think his sister just did his hair. She did it a little too tight.
It's a little tight. That's what it was. My bad. Yeah, now I see. Because I was like, wait, why am I talking about a play of the game? God marked it wrong. Okay, my bad.
I got you. But go ahead, do your thing,
Give me
bro.
Pittsburgh on the road, man. 23-19. Now, Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky, he is getting a start today. Some of the team would namely Deontay Johnson. He had came out and pulled for Mason Rudolph to get a start this week instead. It has got to be bad for you. When somebody requests Mason Rudolph to start over you, you know it's been that bad, Mitchell Trubisky. And so we even had that happen. But Trubisky will start today. Like I said, go on the road against Carolina, man. I'm going to get out of this one. I hope my dogs pull it off. I just said keep my season going. Still give me a shot for Coach T to keep his streak of 9 losing seasons alive, and we need this victory today to do it. So give me my boys on the road, 23-19.
Gotcha, Willie Jack. And I'm this one's tough, man. This one's tough for me because I want to go Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I want to go Pittsburgh. I think they are the better coached team in this situation. But it's something about this Carolina team, man, that just makes them feisty. You know what I'm saying? It just makes them feisty. The defense plays well. You know, they have good things. And actually, these teams are actually very, very similar in that aspect. They have good things. They have good parts. Okay? Like you can pick out different pieces on their defense, you know, so where, all right, this is a standout guy. And they have good things. But they also have a consistent play at very key positions. For example, the QB position. you got Sam Darnold and Mitch Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? That's a wash. And as far as me, both guys could go out there and mess around, throw 3 interceptions, but also both guys could go out there and throw 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So it's almost a wash there. Then you got, you know, the playmakers, you know, the receivers. You got your DJ Moores, and then you got your George Pickens or your Deontay Johnson. Now, I think Pittsburgh may have the edge there, you know, and since in the totality as far as the playmakers go, and the running back situation, but it's all predicated on consistency when it comes to these teams and when they play each other. And I got faith in Tomlin. Tomlin on the road. This is a tough one. They come off a tough loss, and I expect them to get the job done. But I do expect this to be a close one. But I think the difference is going to be T.J. Watt getting pressure on Sam Darnold, forcing him to make some mistakes, and you know, and Pittsburgh capitalizing on them. So give me 23-20, my final score in this game. Pittsburgh over Carolina on the road, Willie Jack. So I'm with you. I'm rolling with you on that one. Pittsburgh over Carolina.
Hey, and we both got them scoring 23, so maybe that's a good sign.
All right. We can rock with that, Willie Jack. Okay. All right, man. Before we go into this next game, Willie Jack, I think it's about that time, man. Time to pay these bills, man. Let them know what's going on, and we can kind of go from there, Willie Jack. So go ahead and talk to him, bro.
Yeah, hey, man. Today's episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by the handsome and intelligent brothers, Willie and Willie Jack and Chop of Let the Film Speak. We appreciate everybody coming through here, man. Brought to you by, one more time, man, shout out to all the love and support from our dogs, man. That's Real Deal STL Sports, man. My dog Skinny and our dog Kevin, man, they be in the building real heavy, man. Shout out to y'all. Brought to you by the brothers, the good brother Red, Joseph Kenny, and No Vulture, the podcast, man. My dog's got an eclectic range of topics over there, everything from music to sports, football, boxing, man, baseball. He gets into everything over there. Go to support and check out my dog. Brought to you by the good brothers of Prospect and Precision Paint. Atlanta, Georgia-based paint drywall restoration company, but they do travel. They will get to a city or a town near you. Look those boys up online. You can find them on all social media platforms. Prospect and Precision Painting. Definitely do good business with good business folks, man. Shout out to them as well. And none other than brought to you by the Three Amigos, man. That's like that, share that, subscribe. That's a 3-piece spicy. That's 3 the hard way. You cannot go wrong. You know what's going on. Now, when you like, share, subscribe, and tap in with the Three Amigos, you got to do 4 things for me, big dog. Number 1, you got to like, share, subscribe. Number 2, you got to tell a friend. Number 3, you got to tell your friend to tell a friend. And number 4, you got to tell your friend's friend to bring one more because we need 4. Come up top to the penthouse, man, and kick it with your dogs. Chop Willie, letting the film speak. Chop Willie, getting to it in the morning. Sunday mornings in here, waking y'all up and getting y'all this good football. Now before you get your football day started. Holla at your dogs. 10 o'clock on Sunday. Wednesday, circle back for the home show at 7 o'clock. And without further ado, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Come on, man.
Right on, Willie Jack. I appreciate it, man. On to the next game, man. And this next one, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Houston to take on the Texans. And I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet, man. We got a KC team that's I mean, they're still playing solid. You know what I'm saying? It was a little rough last week against a different team, which they allowed them to put up more points than we ever thought they was going to be able to put up, you know, throughout this season, the way they've been playing. But they still came away with the W. KC still one of the better teams, and I think they go ahead and handle business in this particular game, make it real easy. I got Kansas City winning this one. Forget it, Willie Jack. Forget it, man. Kansas City winning this game 40. 41, actually. Let's go 41-17. – 41-17, final score of this game. Kansas City go in, you know, and they have a ball. You know, they have a great game. They
kicking it in Houston.
They kicking it in Houston, man. They in Texas. They having a good time. Everything's big in Texas, so they score big. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. 41-17, my final score of this game. Mahomes has one of his 4 TD games, man, and takes care of business. I would call it the performer of the week, man, but they going against Houston, Texas. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, it's almost, it feels like a day at the office doing it against the Texans. So I ain't calling that one a performer of the week, man. Get at me a little bit later. I got something for y'all, man. So that's
they played Dallas pretty tough, man. It might not be such an easy walk apart.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
But I guess Dak did doing stuff when he favors in the game, though. But
Isaiah came in hot, man. Isaiah came in hot, man.
Whoa, Damian Pierce going crazy today.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Isaiah. One thing me and Willie Jack love, man. We love guys talking big upsets, man. We like them
Yeah.
bold
Oh, we
predictions,
love a
man.
good upset.
When you come talk to some upsets to us, man. Hey, we all
Hey, you
for it.
better
We
go
want to
big,
hear
go
it, man.
home.
We
Hey, it
hear
better
it,
be
man.
big.
Give
Now,
me
hey, I
your
like
reason
it.
why. Is Pierce your reason why? If so, let us know, Isaiah, man. Talk to us in the chat. Willie
Hey,
Jack, go
hey,
ahead,
what
man.
type of day? What you talking? 150?
Yeah,
You
we
talking
need some help.
150 and 3 tubs?
Talk to us.
Hey,
Talk to us.
150 and 3 tubs sound like if it's gonna be that type of upset, now he gotta go about 150 and 3 tubs.
Yeah,
That's what it
he
sounds
got to
like.
go big. He got to
He
go
gotta
big,
go
bro.
big. But I'm gonna take the house money, man. I'm gonna take Kansas City on the road. Cole speak for a blowout, 30-10. If I feel it's gonna be a blowout, man, 30-10 is the score. It's gonna be a lot to a little. I tell you that. It's a lot to a little Kansas City on the road. Unless our dog Isaiah's up to something, man, and maybe Damian Pierce had 2 bowls of Wheaties and a couple orange juice, man, and he on something else today and goes absolutely crazy. And man, I would love to see it. So if I'm here for it, if it happens, Isaiah, I would love to see it. But if I got to bet mama's money, man, I'm taking Kansas City on the road a lot to a little.
Gotcha. He says, he come in, he said, look at the hey. He said, look at the Texans pass defense and how the Texans consistently established the run. Hey, that's what I said last week. I said the same thing last week, man. That pass defense is solid, man, and they do a really,
Jalen
really good
Peachy back
job.
at balling at safety.
For sure. But I'm gonna tell you the reason why, Isaiah. I feel like Chiefs gonna be able to do their thing. The reason why is because I think Andy Reid is gonna be able to cook up something. You know what I'm saying? If there's anybody that can cook up something to where they can still be able to score a lot of points, I think Kansas City is that team, and they plan them at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City, like I said, coming off that bad loss, I think they come up with something, man. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see for sure. We're gonna see. My bad, Willie Jack. Go ahead, bro.
No, you good. No, we good. Yeah.
I got you. You touched on it already.
Yeah, we are talking. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Let's go on to the next one then. We got Arizona going to Denver to take on the Broncos. Who you got in this one, Willie J?
Man, I'm taking Colt McCoy over Brett Ripien. And so,
Okay.
wait. Yeah, because, Russ is out in this game, right?
Yep, Russell's out. Russell is
So
officially out this game.
And now to Colt McCoy's credit, man, that Cardinals, he's looked more than competent in that Cardinals offense in the time he has stepped in for Kyler. And so I definitely think that they'll still be able to move the ball and do well. I do want to see how Surtain looks against D-Hop today as well. So a nice physical matchup. I expect him to do well, honestly, with the physicality, because seeing him duke it out with DK, nobody's going to muscle Patrick Surtain in this league, I'm convinced. You know what I mean? Like seeing him not be out muscled by DK or give just as good as he got in a lot of those instances. So that's not going to be an issue. Now, D-Hop does have more challenges. He is a much more of a savvy receiver in the whole. So I'm just excited to see how that plays out. I'm taking Arizona to get it done, though. 20-13. Denver offense that we already know all the woes and troubles of it. And then now we've got Brett Ripien leading the charge today instead of Russell Wilson. And so, like I said, as bad as Russ has been, I don't expect Brett Ripien to be the secret sauce today. So I'll get Arizona on the road. And it's going to be a tough, hard-fought win to get it there because Denver's defense is legit. But they get it done for me, 20-13.
Got you. And I'm going Denver in this game, Willie Jack. I'm rolling with you, man. I'm rolling with you, Isaiah, man.
Okay.
You say you got Denver. I'm going Denver too. And the reason why I'm going Denver is because it's a big reason because Kyler Murray's out, and then on top of that, the defense of Denver. The defense of Denver is they still legit. I don't expect Arizona to have much of anything going in this particular game against this Denver defense. And for some reason, you know how I am about these backups, Willie Jack. I think Brett Ripien is going to be able to do something a little bit more, take a few more chances against this Arizona defense than Russell Wilson has in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I think they find a way to get in. Not to mention, last week, he just hit Jerry Jeudy for 3 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy had a big game last week. So, hey, man, I'm going Denver here, man. I'm going Denver because of the defense, and I think they're going to be able to find a way to put some points on the board, man. I think we're going to see over 20 today, Willie Jack. We're going to see over 20 today, man. And I think the Denver Broncos win this game 24. 24. We're going to see over 20, but it's going to be 24-13 final score of this game. 24-13. Denver over Arizona. I think they come in, they hold this Arizona offense still. They don't allow Colt McCoy to do his thing, even though he's a veteran backup. Hey, it's going to be tough against this Denver defense, man. So I'm going Denver in this game, and that's how I'm living, Willie Jack.
You know what? Get D Hop 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cause
That's
y'all got.
hey, is it? Let me know. Is it? Don't just tell me.
Arizona's now going to win this game 21-13. D Hop 120 yards, 2 touchdowns to pace the way as the player of the week. Cause y'all got Colt McCoy messed up.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Well, no, he can't be my player of the week. I got another player I want to be player of the week.
Okay, but
that's my fantasy nugget.
this is a fantasy nugget. Okay,
D Hop gonna have a sleeper big day because I guarantee he's not projected to have a big day going into this game at all. It's a sleeper big day. D Hop. He might be the guy to really break Sertan in this year.
Okay, all right, I got you. Well,
I don't know where that came from. I felt out of nowhere I had to stand up for Colt McCoy.
okay, well, stand up for him, bro. That's your guy. Like you did me with Pac White. That's your guy. That is your guy. That's how we rolled, man. On to this next game, Willie. We got the New England Patriots traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, man. Whew. I was hoping to go second on this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was really hoping.
I don't mind going. I got this game. I got it. If you want
go ahead, bro. Talk to me. Let me know. Let me know what I need to know so I know who I'm getting.
And so for me, man, and you know what? I was talking to our dog Greg Squires, man. Greg was in the building earlier, man. If he's still in here, he's a Raiders fan, man. So I was asking him about the game, asking what he think, because this is one of those return games, man, where saying Daddy's coming home. Big Bad Bill is on his way to the West Coast to go visit his favorite son, Josh McDaniels. And so
I ain't even think about that. Okay.
Yeah. Because you know what it made me think of? In my mind, this was Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. You know what I'm saying? Just like this big bro and little bro. And I'll take a big bro on the road. You already know, hey, I'll take a big bro every time, man. I'll take a big bro every time, man. Big bro on the road, 30-24. 30-24 on the road. The student has not yet surpassed the master in Big Bill Belichick. And honestly, man, I think this is going to be a game where we see Mac Jones, I think, gets loose a little bit in this one. I think he gets somewhere close to around 250 passing yards. And honestly, I think it's a 250 passing yards, two or three touchdown type of day for Mac Jones. I don't know why, but yeah, I think he outduels Derek Carr and the Raiders on the other side of the field. So 30-24 New England to get it done.
I got you. Hey, man, Isaiah, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're here today, boy, because he coming with it today. He said Raiders win by double digits. Woo!
I mean, they may get a double-digit lead. Are they going to hold on to it? I have no doubt. You know, the Raiders very well may get up 17 points in this game.
And you know what they do when they get up 17?
The Raiders are 0-5 when they up 17. Or maybe 1-4 now. Did they finally win one? They may be 1-4.
They might have put one out, man. They might have put one out.
Hey, our dog Greg in the building, man. He knows. They like 1-4 when they up 17, man.
I got you. Well, hey, man, you sold me on a big brother, man. It's a big brother league, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and go with New England in this game, man. And it was. I looked at this game in a couple different ways, right? I looked at the possibility of the Raiders being able to explode in this game in terms of, the big play making ability, on the outside. Now I wasn't necessarily concerned about the run game because the Patriots against the run, they're going to be solid against Josh Jacobs. So I don't expect Josh Jacobs to have one of those games. But it wouldn't surprise me if Derek Carr can somehow find a way to hit some guys on the outside and they put up a few points, in terms of against the Patriots. And on the other side of that, I know what the Patriots going to do. They're going to come out and they're going to run the ball. That's what they're going to do. They're going to run it. They're going to use every running back they got, man, to do it and take. I forgot the guy's name they had running the ball last week because Damian Harris was out. And they ran the ball well with him. He had about 70 yards on the ground on a few carries. Mm-hmm. So the Patriots, if there's one thing they're going to do, they're going to run that ball. You know what I'm saying? So I expect them to do the same today. And then Mac Jones be able to operate off of that, being a quarterback that tries to make as less mistakes as possible. So because of those reasons, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Patriots. I think they'll be able to exert their dominance on this Raiders defense as far as their physicality is concerned. I expect them to continue to do that and be able to control this game against the Las Vegas team. And I also see a double team on Devontae Adams. I expect them to double Devontae Adams and keep him from really opening this game up. So let me go Patriots in this game too, Willie Jack, and give me 27. Give me 27-23. My final score of this game. 27-23 Patriots
Okay.
over the Raiders.
And Greg said he's got Raiders 27-20. He's
Okay.
taking this team 27-20.
All right.
We'll
Well, we
see.
rolling like that then. We rolling like that, man. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got Tennessee going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers, man. And I'm going Chargers in this one, Willie Jack. I'm going Chargers. I feel like this is around the time. I think we're about to see them get hot a little bit, man. I think we're about to see that. I think we're about to see the Chargers get hot, and they're going against a struggling Tennessee pass defense. And what do the Chargers like to do? They like to pass. Not only do they like to pass, they got their weapons back. They got Mike Williams back. They got Keenan Allen. They got everybody rolling now. You know what I'm saying? So this is the time for you, Justin Herbert. This is your time. You know what I mean? You've been your team has been injured. You know what I'm saying? You've been having players in and out of the lineup, but now you have a little bit of consistency. So I want to see the consistency from you too. This is going to be a tough matchup for you guys, especially going against King Henry on the other side, because your rush defense hasn't been as good, you know what I mean, throughout this season. So you have to, hey man, buckle up, because it is going to be a physical game from the Tennessee perspective. They're going to try to run that ball down your throat, but you have to be able to hold up to that and still be able to exploit the pass defense of Tennessee, and I expect them to do that. I expect them to put up a few points this game too. So give me 31 for the Chargers. 31-27, my final score. Chargers over Tennessee, man. They take care of business. I do expect Derrick Henry to have a pretty good game. Tannehill, a couple touchdowns, maybe 200 and some yards, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, a solid game too. I give him over 100 and at least a touchdown. But I got the Chargers coming away with the win in this game, man, and that passing attack.
No, I got you. I'm also taking the Chargers at home, man. Tennessee coming all the way to the West Coast. I'm taking the Chargers 27-23. And just like you said, they're getting healthy again. They're starting to, looking to build and establish some type of momentum to close out this season and keep their own playoff hopes alive. And so, like I said, I think things may be starting to, just like you said, maybe start to come around for them at the right time as they go to make this push. And then same thing for me with Tennessee. I just don't feel comfortable in picking them in games where they need to score more than 24 points. You know what I'm saying? Because more than 24 points means the game is a little more. I need a little more passing to win this game. Anything 24 and under means that Derrick Henry could control this game with 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Because then I only need Ryan Tannehill to give me 10 more points between him and the field goal kicker. You know what I'm saying? So once we got to score more than around 23, 24, I just don't feel comfortable picking them with such a limited explosive or limited potential for explosive offense. And so say all that to say 27 points is too steep for Tennessee to get to in my book. And so the Chargers win 27-23 and just outgun them in the end.
Okay. Gotcha. With you on that, Willie Jack. With you on there. On to the next one, man. We got our last afternoon game, last 3:25 kickoff. We got Cincinnati going to Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. Willie Jack, who you got in this one, man?
Man, Joe Burrow and them boys, man, go to Tampa Bay and put it on time. 31-21. Honestly, I expect a big day from Joe Burrow in this one. And honestly, I think and I don't even think I think he is. I think he's conscious that this is probably the last time he's going against Tom Brady. I mean, I think he's just one of those guys where he's just because I think he really is Joe Cool. Like he ain't tripping on nothing. I don't know, man. In my mind, like this is like Joe Burrow duking it out one last time with Tom Brady, or for the last time. So this will be the style of matchup that maybe it gets talked about at the end of Joe Burrow's career. But anywho, I think he's going to go crazy. I think 350 yards. I was trying to decide if I was going to give him three of those touchdowns or all 4 of those touchdowns. Man, if he goes to 350, it's got to be 4 touchdowns. If he goes to 350, that means it was 4 touchdowns. Damn, that almost feels like he's got to be my player of the week as well. Give me Joe Burrow as my player of the week, man. 350 yards and 4 touchdowns to tune Tom Brady and them boys up and really put further damage on their chances of making this. Man, who's going to win that division? Now, that's getting ugly. Joe Burrow and those boys to show out 350 and 4 touchdowns on the road, lighting up Tom Brady and those guys 31-21. That's where I'm going.
Gotcha. I'm going Cincinnati with you, Willie Jack. I'm going Cincinnati, and this will be the official. I don't know. It feels like to me, if all the young quarterbacks, that are up and coming in the NFL, Joe Burrow may be the most similar, as far as the way I look at it, to Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? In terms of his cool, calm, collective mentality when it's time to when the game is on the line. His clutch, his willingness to win, his want to win. Those specific things. Joe Burrow puts up numbers. Don't get me wrong, he puts up numbers, but he does. He's not going. He's not going to be the. He's not going to put up numbers like Tom. I mean, not Tom Brady, but Patrick Mahomes or your Josh Allen. Those guys will probably be at the top of the numbers category, and maybe even Justin Herbert too. You can put up there. As far as numbers wise, when you look at yardage and touchdowns, those guys will probably be at the top. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of fluctuate how that's going to look in terms of stat wise. Joe Burrow is going to be right under that, but win wise, he's going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? When you look at his wins toward the end of his career, I think we look back at it and say, yeah, he's not the most gifted arm wise, or athletic wise. You know what I'm saying? He's not, like I said, he don't have the Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen's type, arm talent. But when it comes to winning, he's going to be up there. He's going to be in that mix. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this the other way, because I don't think regular season wins is going to be a step for him like how it was for Peyton and how it looks to be for Patrick Mahomes, because the division he's in is so tough, that AFC North, and it's only getting tougher. Like the Browns are just getting the Browns next year. So I think like the way the NFC North is set up, it's going to be a lot of, which is how it always is, we all beat up on each other. And so the records, it's not too often where there's not going to be a lot of 14-win seasons for him. You know what I mean? Patrick Mahomes already had one or two. You know what I'm saying? So Josh Allen has almost had, he had a 13 wins. So there's not going to be too many seasons where you win more than 12 games. You know what I mean? It's just the way that division is. So I don't know if it'll be necessarily regular season wins, just win totals, but I think they're going to be a team that wins. They just got to get to the playoffs, because even them at 10-7 is just as dangerous as like what another team may be perceived if they're at 13-4. But it's because they, like I said, they're like just the division and the teams they're like to play are just tougher teams or tougher road. But no, I agree with the other stuff you said. But no, I don't gonna lie. I think he's a guy that he's going to be. I don't necessarily like the Tom Brady comparison so as much, because I think he's got more. He's more dynamic than Tom is. Tom is only going to be able to dice you up from the pocket. So he is sneaky athletic. You know what I mean? Like he can boot out. He can go get 40 yards, you know what I'm saying, on 8 carries if he needs to. You know what I mean? And he's just more overall just mobile and moves around a little bit better. But no, I'm thinking about that now for like a comparison.
Yeah, but the reason I say that though is because when you look at Tom Brady and the quarterbacks that were up there with him during his time playing, he never was the most, like I said, most athletic. He never had the best arm talent. He never had a lot of those things. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Aaron Rodgers when we talk about those things. You know what I'm saying? And some of the guys that he played with are throughout his era. And the same thing now as far as Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying? We don't talk about him as having that supreme arm talent or being the most athletic. You know what I'm saying? It is the Josh Allen's, the Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herberts.
I get what you're saying. No, I guess what I was saying was like he's not, in that upper echelon with those guys, but he's not. But I'm saying he's not Mac Jones either, though.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah, like he's not.
And Tom Brady wasn't either. Tom Brady still had a great arm. But he wasn't like like if you had elite, like the guys that are at the absolute best, Tom Brady would fall right under that, just right under that. You know what I'm saying? And if you had, like right now, you got your elite guys, Joe Burrow will fall like right under that. So I'm not saying he's Mac Jones, but the best of all of that. He's not amongst the guys.
I'm already comfortable, and I think I've started saying that. For me, I think he's in that, he's walking into that tier with Patrick and Josh Allen. So I think
talent wise, that's what I'm saying. Talent. I'm talking about like just pure. Forget him being able to get it. Him being the guy. I'm talking about just pure like just
Okay,
his
no.
makeup.
Oh no, okay. I see what you're saying. No. So this one thing I'll say about that, right? Because outside of just raw physical talent, is if that's what you're saying. So like, let's say if Patrick Mahomes and Big Josh, if their arms are tens, right? Then okay, so then maybe his arm is, I'm gonna say his arms are 8.5. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now if we're talking, but then we got to go to accuracy, ball placement, timing, anticipation. I think he's stellar in all those. Like I would give him 9s and 10s across the board and everything else right there. And then as far as like athleticism, mobility, like mobility is a little different than athleticism because he's extremely mobile, moves around, he's extremely durable. We know he takes shots. Hell, the boy set the record for sacks set the record for sacks for his 2 years in a row. Got 10 sacks in a playoff game on the road and got a dub. So I'm clutch factor or with like durability and strength. I mean, I'm going 9-10. I mean, he has missed some time with injury, but I'm thinking outside of just raw arm power, he's elite across. He's elite in everything else to me. And then outside of raw speed and raw arm, but because he still can move. He's Ryan Tannehill athletically.
But you're saying exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But I think he's got elite characteristics because if we talking about like because like I was saying, like I still do think he's got like elite.
For sure.
Like,
no. For sure. Okay. For sure. Definitely. I'm with you on that. Like you saying, me and you saying the same thing, but I think it's
okay.
I
got you. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get back to this game really quick, but Isaiah said one thing too. He said winning time, he had the least amount of game-winning drives of guys in this draft class. And I hear you, and I totally understand that, Isaiah, when you're looking at those numbers. But winning time doesn't always mean that you're up or you need to come back. You know what I'm saying? There's been countless amount of plays where, he's done what he needed to do for his team to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's about. It could be closing the game out. I might need to make a big third down and 8 pass to get this first down so that we can run the rest of this clock out, so the game can be over now versus giving you guys a chance and putting this ball back to you. So there's a lot of things that kind of play into that, and just his.
No, I get what you saying. You said like Josh Allen in that Chiefs game where Josh Allen made the plays to win that game. And then then he doesn't see the field and they lose the game. Like 13, so he's saying like that. Like sometimes those type of drives or plays or those scenarios don't hit the win sheet column, even though he made the plays that could have been counted in the dub, but instead it's not counted as a. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
For sure. And all that to say, man. Okay. Anyway, so let's say, go ahead.
No, I'm just replying to the chat. Yeah.
You reply, okay. So all that to say, I didn't call out my game. Like I said, I got Tennessee winning this game, man. I got Tennessee winning this one, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say they put up 24 in this game. I got Cincinnati win this game 24-20 is my final score, man. I think Tom Brady and his Bucs team. Yeah, I got Tom Brady and his Bucs team putting up a fight. They know what situation they're in. They know they got teams on their heels, so they're gonna put up a little bit of a fight in this game. I think they'll be able to move the ball a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat this hot Cincinnati team. Cincinnati get it done, and they come away with the W in this one. So there we go with that.
Gotcha.
On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the New York Giants at the Washington Commanders, and I'll start this one off, Willie Jack, and first and foremost, this is a big game for these two teams, man. Big game for these two teams. We both talked about how they are both in contention to get one of those last couple of playoff spots. Right now, they're both in. You know what I'm saying? Because Seattle can't get right. But one of these teams is going to win today. I don't expect this to be another tie. Somebody has to win. You know what I'm saying? So somebody come away with this W, which means the other team is going to be in some trouble. They got teams coming behind them. Seattle can't get right now, but I'll tell you a team right now that's hot as fish grease, and we're talking about the Detroit Lions, man. Now, the Detroit Lions are hot, and they're going to have to continue to play. Now, we're going to talk about them in a little bit.
What game we are? I was like, what are you doing?
No, I'm talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about the last few spots. I'm saying the Giants and Commanders have those spots right now, but it's teams that are coming. You know what I'm saying? It's teams that are coming up. So these teams got to get right too. And I'm gonna go ahead into this game like this, Willie Jack, because I'm getting tired of your disrespect. First it was the second best quarterback. I mean, second best running back in the division. Now he said the third best running back in the division. And I think And he
Miles
tired of
Sanders
hearing
been
what
going
you talking
crazy,
about.
man.
Not only am I tired of hearing you, he tired of hearing you. You know what I'm saying? Because I hollered at him. I said, bro, you be tuning in to let the film speak? He said, yeah, once in a while, but I be watching film. You know what I'm saying? Have to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I said, check in. Tune in. You need a little bit of motivation, man. I got this partner. I got a partner of mine. He ain't my partner. He ain't my partner because we business relationship. We ain't cool like that. But he be talking. He say you the second best running back in the division. You know what I'm saying? And then he got to be of these people we got on here, man. He one of those people that's watching this, man. And he heard you just say he was the third best running back in his division. So that's why he's my performer of the week this week. You know why I said all that to say he's my performer of the week this week because he's getting tired of you talking. He's getting tired of Coach Dayball not featuring him the whole game in this particular on his team. And I expect Saquon Barkley 150 total yards this game, man. 150 total yards. Give him 3 tubs this game. 3 touchdowns. He's getting to that end zone. Saquon reminding Willie Jack who the best in the business is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say best in the division. I say who the best in the business is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Saquon coming out performer of the week. And I expect the Giants come away with this W, and win this game.
What's the score?
27-20. Final score in this game. They come out, take control of one of those last few wild card spots, man, and they on their way to getting those 10 wins, man. I ain't let it go, Willie Jack. I'm still here, bro.
Let me be short and to the point. Washington's going to win this game 23-21. Saquon Barkley won't have 75 yards combined in this game. Next.
75?
75 combined.
75 combined.
Less than 75 combined. Because that's half of what you said. You said 150, less than 70. 75 is the cap. 75 or less.
The crazy part. The crazy part, I know we're going to be in the chat because it's Sunday. That's a Sunday night game. That's a Sunday night game. We're going to be live in the chat. And you know I'm letting you hear everything because I know you're going to do the same if you don't. Oh, yeah. I'm letting you hear everything.
75 or less.
Every bit of it. 150 yards total, 3 touchdowns. Saquon, he about to get busy, man. And this
75
is matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Tune in Wednesday night to another episode of Let the Film Speak, man. 7:00. Y'all know what time we're gonna be there. Tune in because I'm gonna have this clip pulled. I'm gonna have this one pulled.
Yeah.
Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm gonna have this clip pulled, and I need y'all to know what's gonna happen in this particular game.
And then wait, hold on.
He getting tired of you talking.
Wait, man. Keep rolling so I can give you a thumbnail for when you pull it because I was right. There you go. That's your thumbnail on the slide where you pull the reel. That'll be the thumbnail for the reel. There you go.
Oh, give it to me one more time. One more time.
In post production, you can fix that in post production.
All right, I got you.
There you go.
I got you with the thumbnail, bro. Yeah. I got you with the thumbnail. All right, man. Do you got any other insights on this game, man, or is it just that simple, man?
Honestly, I expected to go just like the last one went. I expect both teams to stumble around. Neither one of these teams to really be able to get much going offensively outside of maybe 2 or 3 splash style of plays. Tyler Heineke's good for one. Close your eyes and chuck it to Scary Terry. That Scary Terry comes down with because he's a boss. And so there's a touchdown. Brian Robertson is going to find a way to stumble into the end zone, likely off of a short field turnover from Daniel Jones. That's 2 of those touchdowns. They get one more touchdown. They'll have one drive where Tyler Heineke actually drives the field, and sure enough, somehow they stumble into another touchdown. But like I say, I just don't expect much to be. I don't expect much to get going in this game with both these defenses playing and both these offenses being as inept as they are. But somebody's got to win it, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna go ahead and take Washington because I told Chop that the Giants wasn't gonna win double-digit games, even though they started 7-1.
And if they lose this one, they had to win out.
Yeah.
And they got the Eagles still on their schedule.
Yeah. And the Vikings. Eagles and Vikings still left, I think.
Hey, we're gonna wait. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get it done, bro. We're gonna get it done. All right, man. Let's go on to not the last game, but the Monday night game, man. Monday night game, we got my Los Angeles Rams going to Green Bay to take on them Packers, man. And hey, I told you I got up the train a little while ago, man, and I'm going Green Bay in this one, man. I'm going Green Bay. For a couple reasons. One, I ain't trying to hear Willie Jack talk to me about no damn Baker Mayfield. Talking about some Big Bake. And what? You talk about an auntie name, that is what that screams bakery. That is a bakery name. They make the finest, you know what I'm saying, cupcakes, cakes, cookies, all of that stuff that you need.
Hey,
and then you got a nerd to have talking about some patty cakes. Patty cakes works at Big Bake. That's what's going on here, man, with these names you be coming up with. But either way, man, I'm going Green Bay in this game, man. They come away with this W. I think, like I said, these teams look for just any type of sport, and believe it or not, Green Bay is still in contention to get a playoff spot too. You know what I'm saying? They still in contention, so they need this game just as bad as anybody. Rams are out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're gonna come in. I think that Baker Mayfield, story was all right. You know, it was cool while it lasted, but I think this is where it comes to a halt, and we see, Green Bay take care of business. Aaron Rodgers, and I think he gets back my boy Romeo Doubs this game too. So not only that, you get Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. So let's see what this looks like. Maybe this is the duo that's going to be the future for Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Along with the run game too. So I want to see what this looks like. But give me Green Bay in this game. I got them scoring 23. I don't think they're going to run it up like that, but give them 23, and Los Angeles score 10 this game. 23-10. Final score of this game, man.
And you know what, man? I had Green Bay winning this game, but honestly, I completely forgot that Big Bake was behind the wheel.
Here you go. Y'all.
Forgot that Big Bake
Here you go, man.
The wheel. This changes things. I just pulled up the injury report to see who's in and out. And man, the Rams injury list is a little heavy. Donald, of course, being out, and then the cornerback Long being out at the top. But
what you gonna do, man? You gonna this is what you gonna do. I'm counting these games. I might be only five behind you at the end of this week. You keep on playing games with me, bro.
That's a Monday night game?
That's Monday night game, man. So that means you can switch that one if you need to. If you want to,
that's what I'm thinking.
You want to show? If you want to show out for the show and being switched, I'm gonna say it right now for everybody. If in case they need to pull this footage, he gonna show out for the show for y'all. And then I'm gonna let y'all know the next show on Wednesday night. That boy sent me a text message and said, "Hey, bro, I'm going with Green Bay." I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm putting it out there because I know that's what he's gonna do.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, man. Hey, look here, man. Big Bay got something on his mind, Chop.
Okay. Come on, man. Come on with it, Willie Jack. Come on with it. If you're going to go, bro.
Big Bay on the road in Green Bay. Monday night, Chop. 24-20. Upset. On the road in Green Bay. Big Bay throws all 3 touchdowns to your dog, Allen Robinson. All 1-2 trio.
He not out still. I thought he was out still.
He wasn't listening on his injury report. That's why I just said that, because he wasn't listening on his injury report.
Okay.
Or he's not listening on Bleacher Report's injury report thing they got right here. They don't have him listed.
Well, either way, you going 24-20, huh?
24-20, man. Big Bay getting it done, man. Matter of fact, Big Bay gonna get it done in the fourth quarter. It's another drive on the road in Green Bay on Monday night. Another drive that will come back and win that game 24-20. Big Bay.
Okay.
Hashtag Big Bake from now on. If he pulls it off, it's hashtag Big Bake from now on.
Willie Jack, Allen Robinson is on IR, sir.
Oh, why ain't he listening to this Bleacher Report I'm just looking at?
Probably because he on IR. They already knew he wouldn't. But Man Jefferson, Ben Skronik, and Tutu Atwell.
Okay, never mind. So between those, amongst those 3 guys, 3 touchdown passes for Big Bake.
Check my phone.
Yeah. 1, 2.
I'm just checking my phone real quick, y'all. Just trying to see if I got a text from Willie Jack. He ain't sent me nothing yet. He ain't sent me nothing yet, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we still good. Yeah. He ain't sent me nothing yet, man.
Jalen gets to pick this game on Monday night. Gotcha. There we go.
All right, Willie Jack, man. Well, it's on to the games of the week, man. And I'm going to turn it over to you first, man. Introduce your game of the week, man, and let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it.
Detroit Lions are going on the road to the New York Jets, and what I imagine is going to be a barn burner. Chop's dog Mike White, I think, comes out and tries to duke it out with the red hot Jared Goff. And I tell y'all this every week.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Before you get started all the way, Zach Wilson, Mike White is out.
No, you're right, Zach Wilson.
Your boy Zach Wilson is starting.
And I'm glad you said that, because that was actually the shtick I was supposed to be going with. Zach Wilson comes back, and then he gets to duke it out with Jared Goff. But the thing I've been saying about these Detroit Lions, man, the thing I'm gonna keep saying is I don't know what the weather's gonna be like tomorrow. I don't know what Shauna's gonna make Chop for dinner, but I do know one thing. I know Detroit gonna score 30 points. I know Detroit. It's only two things I know in this life. I know where Chop gonna be at Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and I know Detroit gonna score 30 points. If I don't know nothing else, I know
you know where I'm gonna be, huh?
Detroit goes on the road and puts up 30 on a very talented New York Jets defense. We can't let's keep it funky. That Jets defense is really something. It's really something serious, and so we got to get them the proper respect. And through it all, Jared Goff is going to still put up 30 on the road and get that done. Zach Wilson making his return to the starting lineup. I hope he does well, especially with the chemistry that we have seen Garrett Wilson having with Mike White, and he's playing really well right now. So hopefully Zach Wilson finds his own connection with Garrett Wilson and they keep something going. But 30-24 on the road, give me Detroit. I was wanting to make Jared Goff my player of the week for lighting up this New York Jets defense, having a big day in the air. You know what I mean? A lot of yardage, etc. But I already dropped like 3-4 names. So I ain't gonna do that. But I do look for Jared Goff, man, to have a tremendous day. Maybe not tremendous, but to have a big day and score a lot of points in which points are going to be at a premium where you're going against a defense as talented as the Jets.
Gotcha. And I'm going Detroit with you, Willie Jack. I'm going Detroit with you. And here's my thing. So I watched this Detroit defense. We've been watching them all year, and they've been struggling. Man. They've been giving up a lot. But what one thing I can say is this last couple of weeks, man, their run defense has been solid. You know what I'm saying? I think Dalvin Cook had 15 rushes for 23 yards. You know what I'm saying, against this Detroit team last week. We're talking about the same Dalvin Cook that just torched, Indianapolis.
190 all purpose just this week.
You know what I'm saying? A Dalvin Cook that just torched the mess out of this Colts team and the Detroit defense that really did a good job. So for me, if this Detroit defense comes out the same way that they did last week, that means it's gonna be on Zach Wilson, man. It's gonna be time. It's time for you to kind of step up. You are in playoff contention, so you do have an opportunity to make the playoffs. But you need a win. You need this win. You know what I'm saying? You need to go out and do your thing. That means you're gonna have to, whatever it is that's going on within that locker room. You need to have fixed it. You need to have shown a little bit of maturity. You know what I'm saying? You got to start using your weapons. Letting it loose a little bit, and you're gonna have to put up some points, man. At some point. We talk about it all the time. You got to drop them onions, man. Drop them onions, and you have to be able to take care of business in that passing game because that's where it's going to come from. If you're going to win this game, it's going to be on the shoulders of Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to win this one. So that's what I feel like needs to happen in order for the Jets to win. I don't have much confidence in that. Because like Willie Jack said, yes, Detroit does score some points. Now, that's the other part of it. They're going against this Jets defense. And I'm going to tell you, this was one game too, Willie. I looked at the weather on this one, man. I was like, in New York, let me see what's going on, man. Because I just saw a bunch of snow last night in Buffalo, and that could make a difference in these type of games. And a lot of times it usually, shifts towards more of a defensive game. So, and if it became that type of game, I might have looked at the Jets. But it's going to be 40 and it's going to be sunny. So I think we're good.
Okay, good.
I think it's going to be interesting to see these matchups. Jameson Williams coming out, he's looking really good, looking real fast, looking real spry, fresh legs. And Detroit, hey man, they doing it. They in a good position right now. Ben Johnson is cooking. So give me Detroit in this game. I got Detroit winning over the Jets. Give me final score. They don't quite score 30, Willie Jack, in this one, man. But I can give them 27 though.
There you go.
So Detroit scores 27 in this game, and they barely get by the Jets, 27-24, man, in a 3-point game. Detroit comes away with the W, and they continue their hot streak. So that's where I'm going with it.
Okay, we both got the Jets scoring 24 in that game too. I just see.
For sure. All right, man. Now on to my game of the week. Now, this is a little bit of an unorthodox game of the week. And how many times have we actually had this particular team in our games of the week, Willie Jack? I don't know if we've ever had that. This might be a first, man. But we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? When the last time the Jaguars been in the game of the week, Willie Jack? Do you know? Have we ever had that? Is this a first? Is this a first?
Bruh, it may be. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man.
I think so, bro.
That's where we at right now. We got the Dallas Cowboys, man, going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, and I think this is going to be a good game, man. We got two teams playing some solid ball right now. We got the Cowboys in their run game. They got it going with the two-headed monster and TP. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let my dog Willie Jack talk to him. You know he's going to put it in the chat. But we got TP doing his thing. We got Ezekiel Elliott, you know what I'm saying, that two-headed monster there. Dak Prescott, I got on you a little bit, you know, in our Let the Film Speak show, man, on Wednesday night. I got on you a little bit, and I'm gonna stay there because you are going to be the reason this team goes far if they do. You know what I'm saying? It's all on you. All the rest of the pieces are in place. You got the championship style or type of defense. You got a great running game, but it's up to you to go out there, not make those many mistakes. Don't hold your offense back. You know what I'm saying? And allow those guys to continue to flourish. If you can go out there and do that, man, y'all will be A-OK. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about in the playoffs. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott, you need to do your thing. On the other side of it, we got a feisty Jacksonville team, man. They playing some good ball. And I think me and Willie Jack have already talked about this Trevor Lawrence guy. I think we're witnessing it. We're starting to see him turn over a new leaf, man. He's starting to move up that QB index. You know what I'm saying? Person by person. He's knocking quarterbacks off and letting them know, hey, man, they drafted me first overall for a reason, and I'm starting to show. He's starting to show. This is the reason why they do that. You know what I'm saying? Last 3 games, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, man. And they're undefeated, 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? So, or they may be 2-1. My bad. They may be 2-1. But still, they playing some really good ball right now. Doug Peterson has got this offense operating at a high level. And like I said, their defense is solid too. So I expect this to be a really, really competitive game. But at the end of the day, give me Dallas. I'm going to go Dallas here. And I got my final score being Dallas. Give him 28. Dallas 28. Jacksonville 24. They lose this game with Trevor Lawrence trying to put together a last minute drive, and they fall short. My guy, or your boy, what's his name? The brother.
Are you asking about the best running back in NFC East?
Nah, I said
Tony Pollard.
Defense. I'm talking about defense, man. I'm talking about defense. What is his name? He got the brother that's a receiver for the Bills. I can't think of his name for nothing.
Oh, Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs seals the deal. Interception game on the game-winning drive attempted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, and they fall just short. Dallas comes away with the W, 28-24.
I'm glad this shook out the way it did, man, because this was almost my game of the week. Until you told me this was your game of the week, this was where I was leaning. I'm taking Jacksonville at the crib in a little bit of an upset. I'm taking Jacksonville. I think, just like we said, man, good Trevor Lawrence is a problem. Good Trevor's a threat now. And like I said, just like Chop just told y'all, man, 7 touchdowns over his last 2 games, no interceptions. That offense, man, looks just looks. It's so much. You could really see, I guess the ability and the talent of Doug Peterson, like I said, when that offense is in high gear and when things are moving as they should, because that offense looks just as dynamic as anyone, like I said, when things are going well, but they don't have the stars everybody's got. That's Christian Kirk. That's Zay Jones. That's I can't even think of the old boy that had the big game last week. Who's the other guy? Anyway, the point is Evan Ingram. There we go. That's Evan Ingram. And so these are guys that are more or less kind of the cast-offs of every team. Evan Ingram looked like he was about to fall out the league after it just didn't happen for him in New York. Zay Jones is a guy, journeyman guy. He's bounced around from the Raiders. I think he was with Buffalo for a little while. He's bounced around. He's seen 3 or 4 teams. Christian Kirk, a guy coming over from Arizona, and first thing everybody said when he signed was like, "Man, wow, you overpaid an average guy." That's the knock that people would try to throw on him. So doing it with this level of talent and seeing just how well that offense can look, like I said, when Trevor is like I said, when it's good Trevor and not bad Trevor, and so here's me. Wishing or hoping and thinking that they may continue this little streak they're on, and you're at home, and you do have a Dallas team that is for as good as they are suspect to just having an off day. We've seen it last week with Houston. You know what I mean? And we've seen where just sometimes Dak wants to be a princess if it gets he's a pumpkin. Sometimes he pushes too hard. Sometimes he does try to take another level or try to overreach and do a little too much. He tries to take over a game like a Patty or like a Josh Allen, but it just tends to be that it doesn't work out that way for him. You're still Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna sound crazy to a lot of people. If Dak Prescott can just come in and be Brock Purdy, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
No, they need a little more than Brock Purdy. The run game with TP is nice, but it's not a machine. That offense isn't a machine like it is in San Francisco.
Brock Purdy gonna throw 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it.
Brock
Purdy gonna throw 2 touchdowns.
Hey, oh yeah, he good for 2 touchdowns. He good for 2 touchdowns. Hey, TP's the guy, man. Hey, I done bumped Miles Sanders to number 2 because Saquon is number 3 now. So Miles Sanders number 2 now. But I ain't gonna lie, man. TP's the guy, man. TP's a guy. He's a top 10 rusher in his league. He's had to fight. He's had to wait his turn behind Zeke. Oh, slow leg ass. He could have been a top 5 rusher, but he's a top 10 guy, man. Yeah, he's a guy, man. Free my dog. But he will be on the losing side of this game today because I do think Jacksonville holds on, man, and gets an impressive win on at home against a very viable and capable opponent in the Cowboys. Now I don't know what this does for their season outlook as far as playoff contention, etc. I didn't look that deep into it. But with the Titans losing today and them being on a little bit of a streak now, if this is 3 in a row, I don't know, man. I wonder what those records look like now. See, do they have a chance of tightening that up, or is it already too far gone? But I'll take Jacksonville to get it done today.
For what? Who you asking me? Who got a chance? Who got a chance?
The Jacksonville Jaguars to steal that division, come back in that division against the Titans. I don't know how far.
Right now they're 2 games back. So yes, we got 4. Okay, well, including this week, each team got 4 games left. You know, and Tennessee got a tough one today. I
got Tennessee losing today, and I got Jacksonville winning, so that shortens down to 1 game. So they right there firmly in the mix for that division in my book.
Because that's what's gonna happen. Jacksonville gonna win, and Tennessee gonna lose.
From your mouth to God's ears, boy.
Hey. What's wrong with one dog Willie Jack, man? What's wrong with it? Hey, one quick comment, man. Jarrell came in. He said Trevor ain't that guy. Hey, you know what, Jarrell?
Is good Trevor and bad? Good Trevor's a guy. No, well, I will not say a guy, but good Trevor is.
Here it is. I think we're watching the guy in transition. So yeah, he's not the guy, maybe yet. We're still waiting to see. This is something we're waiting to see. We're watching the guy in transition. We're going to see what he's going to become. You know, if he becomes that guy or if he doesn't. Right now, we're watching him improve, though. We're watching him improve, and that's what you want to see. We're seeing good things from your number 1 overall pick. The things that you want to see in his second year. He's improving right at the right time, and, you know, what better time do you want to see him improve when it's get down to clutch time? When it gets down to, all right, these are going to be the teams that's going to be decided for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So we're watching a guy that's just in transition right now, Jarrell. So, yes, I agree. He's not the guy yet. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what he's going to become. We're just seeing him improve as of right now, you know, and I'm enjoying it. I'm all along for the ride for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Well, look, man, in good timing, we still got 15 minutes left. Hey, fantasy playoffs started today. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy playoffs starts today, man. Y'all got a little time to get your lineups in today. Me and Willie Jack gave y'all some nuggets, man. Who did you say, D-Hop? Well, I don't know if y'all should listen to Willie on this one. He might have been. Like I told his braids a little bit too tight today, man. He said D-Hop.
D-Hop having a day today, man. D-Hop having a day, man. 120 in a touchdown today in the Arizona game. Joe Burrow going big today. 350 and 4 touchdowns. And Saquon will have less than 75 total yards today. Those were my fantasy nuggets. So you may want to look into the Commander defense.
So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't know if y'all should listen to him on 2 things, on the D-Hop one and the Saquon Barkley. That was his fantasy nuggets. You know what I'm saying? That's on that one. But on my end, my performer of the week is Saquon Barkley, man. He going for 150 and 3 tubs. You know what I'm saying? He say under 75, give him 153 tubs. It's a tough game for him, man, and they're going to take care of business, man. So that's one for you. And then the other one I got for you, I think I said, who did I have? I got Kansas City. I got Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you got him on your team, but it's maybe a 4 touchdown day for him.
Oh, yeah, he is it, yeah.
That could be a good game for him. And then you got Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry, he goes for over 100. You know what I'm saying, and a touchdown or 2. You know, so those are your fantasy nuggets this week, man. We threw them out there to you. You already gave me your game of the week. I mean, your performer of the week. I gave y'all my performer of the week. We gave y'all games of the week. We gave you everything for this week. Everything you need to know, man. So, Willie Jack, if you ain't got nothing, bro, I ain't got nothing. Hey. It's time to get ready. Y'all got enough time to put food in the microwave, make you a cold beverage, sit down, and you
get real comfortable. Hey, you heard my dog said, man, that's it, that's all, man. Another one in the books, man. Shout out to the members, man. Shout out to the membership, man. Appreciate everybody that came through and kicked it with your dogs. Let me get real quick, man. Our dog, man, come on. Y'all know what's going on, man. Day one game, Jabril was in the building, man. As always, man, we appreciate the love, man. The home team was in the building, man. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my sister. Appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with your dog. Man, the rest of the gang is in the building, man. Our dog Miles is in the building, man. Our dog Tom was in the building. Our dog Miles stopped through. G-Mo was in this thing, man, getting real jiggy, man. We appreciate it. Greg, man, our resident Raiders fan, was in the building, man. We appreciate the love, big dog. Man, hey, Isaiah was in this thing real strong today, man. Isaiah Holmes, bro, we appreciate you for sure, man. Definitely appreciate all the love. I'm looking for you. Ah, you know how it goes. Look, say it with me, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Come on. Hey, if I forgot to say your name, charge it to my head, man. Don't charge it to my heart. You know we think about you, big dog. Hey, appreciate the love support as always, man. Another one in the books, man. Just like Chop said, everybody's got time to get something to eat, get something cold to drink, get situated in your favorite chair, get the kids and the wife out your way, get everybody focused in on what we came to do today, man. Watch a lot of good football and enjoy yourself doing it, man. Have fun. Be safe. 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock on Sundays. Tap in with your dogs, man. Don't forget to circle back. You're not safe till you touch home base. That is the Wednesday show, 7 o'clock. See where Willie was right, where Chop was wrong. Where Willie was right, where Chop was wrong. You know, so I had to practice it 3 times last night. 3 times I practiced it in the mirror. Willie was right, Chop was wrong, man. Tune in and tap in with your dogs, man, for the Wednesday show for sure. Hey, one more time, man, for my dog, Day One Gang Jarrell, man. He said, salute, fellas, and just like that, we out. Peace.
Peace.